to the P stands for podcast. I'm Kristin.
I'm Kailee, and we have definitely recorded a podcast less than 1 year ago today.
Yeah, we are dedicated podcasters, professionals in our field.
We are absolutely regular and scheduled podcasters, and you all know that, of course, our dedicated listeners.
We have,
There are
I think we're
more
up to
than two.
maybe 4 people?
Maybe.
Who
I
knows?
did tell some people to listen to our podcast, and we just got done with finals, so maybe they'll listen now. I hope you are listening.
In case you are listening, you would know at this point that we finally figured out how to put them on YouTube. And by we, I mean Kailee only, because I still don't know.
It's not very difficult. Here's the thing, is I thought about it before, like a year ago, and then I went, that sounds like a lot of work, and I'm not going to do that right now. And then a week ago, I was like, oh, maybe I could do that, and it took approximately 2 minutes. So it could have been done a long time ago. I just didn't do it.
So pretty much we spent a whole year just procrastinating.
Yeah, but we're back now. Whether or not you asked for it or wanted it, you got it.
Yeah. You're getting it no matter what.
It
only took us 2 whole weeks to schedule this too, because we were gonna do it last week but then forgot or something. Who knows?
No, I don't think so. I did have finals, and I just finished yesterday.
Congratulations. I did not have
Thank you.
finals. I don't have to do that anymore.
Well, now
Not
I have
to brag.
free podcasting time, I guess. That's what the end of finals means for everybody.
Perfect.
Well, today, we're gonna answer some dumb questions. We're gonna get into some dumb arguments, probably.
That's the
about
plan.
Dumb internet questions.
All right.
Should we start with our most contentious number 1, or do we want to work our way up to that?
Let's work our way up. I need to get irritated first.
Okay, you
I
want to
need
choose
to
one?
be in a disagreeing mood.
What? You choose the first question.
Oh shoot. I don't know. Which one would be super easy? The dog one?
If
I don't remember
a
if we
dog
agree
wears
on that
pants,
one or not.
let's talk about that. How would a dog wear pants if he wore pants?
That went around the internet maybe 2 years ago. It's so old.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. We could maybe post a picture at some point, so. But I'm sure you all know what we're talking about. If a dog wore pants, would he put them on all 4 legs or just on the back too and like a rounded butt and tail?
I think for fashion, it should be only on the back 2 legs.
I think that would make the most sense because we're only 4 minutes into this podcast, but I think the pants need to cover the butthole.
The modesty here is the top priority, but in terms of, function, if pants are meant to protect your legs, then they could go on all 4 to, keep those dog legs super clean.
Are dogs' front legs maybe their arms?
I call my pets' front legs their arms sometimes.
Well, then they gotta wear a shirt on that part of their body and then pants on the second 2 legs.
But sometimes you just wear pants,
Yes.
That can be...
Yeah, but then you wouldn't wear them over your arms.
No, also, but I'm saying...
that would be a dress, a dog dress.
The way that a quadruped is shaped is they're walking on both their quote, legs, unquote, and, quote, arms, unquote.
Well, do you define legs by the thing that you walk on?
No. I don't know. But I'm saying they're walking on all four limbs, so it would be like if we also walked with our hands, we would need stuff to protect our hands just like we wear shoes.
So, like gloves?
Yeah, but I mean, they'd have to not get wet like gloves do constantly.
Gloves with rubber soles.
Yes.
How would we put them on our hands, though?
Um,
They'd have to be slip-ons.
think about those shoes that have toes, but put them on your hands. They're like
Yeah.
rubbery, horrible.
Do you think they make something like that? Like for climbing?
Rubber gloves? Those exist.
I mean more than just rubber gloves, like
You want them to
regular
have
rubber gloves.
snaps or laces or something?
No, the more of the same consistently, like the same thickness as the feet shoes. Not just you don't wear the same rubber gloves on your feet.
Yeah, I guess. I
Anyway,
don't know.
we've moved far from this
I think we've
question.
established that we agree that dog pants should cover only the back part of the dog and nothing more.
They could wear overalls.
But you could argue for more if you wanted to. Dogs should wear onesies only.
Most dogs do either wear onesies or just the shirts. I've never seen a dog wearing just pants.
No dog wears just pants.
Yesterday I met a dog who was wearing a Christmas sweater and then at 8 p.m., which was his scheduled time, he changed into his pajamas. And it was the cutest thing I've ever
That's
seen in my
so
entire
sweet.
life.
That is the routine I strive to have in my
I
everyday
can't
life.
stop thinking about it.
At exactly 8 p.m., I put on my pajamas.
At 8 p.m., it's bedtime.
Exactly.
I go to bed at 9 p.m.
That's very good of you. I wake up a lot earlier than you, and I still don't go to bed until like 10:30.
If the clock turns over to 9:30, I'm like, oh my god.
I
It's too
need to be
late.
asleep.
Should we move on to the next question then? I think we've got that one covered.
Yeah, we didn't argue enough. Pick a different one.
We all agree dogs wear pants on the back two legs.
Yes.
There's a few related food questions. I think we should talk about is a hot dog a sandwich?
I say no. That disgusts me.
I don't. This question, I can't answer it.
Well, let's discuss
hate
what
it.
what is a sandwich. It's two
Two
slices
pieces
of bread
bread.
with stuff in between. A
No, a
bun,
hot dog.
a bun is not two separate pieces,
A ham. What if they break?
but they're not meant to break. It's meant to be a valley in
Well,
which the hot dog rests.
okay. Then, related question, is a quesadilla a sandwich?
Yeah, based on if the only thing that we said is it's two pieces of bread, I guess a tortilla is kind of bread. It's flour.
It's bread adjacent. I don't know what the definition of bread is.
We could keep breaking it down for ages, but I think based on that very vague definition we gave of sandwich, quesadilla could be a sandwich.
Here, when I think about this, it reminds me of one of my professors because he gave this example all the time where you sign a contract with a mall to open a sandwich store or you're going to sell grilled cheese or whatever. And you include in the contract that the mall can't accept any other stores that sell sandwiches. You have to be the only one. That's your market you have on lock. So what if the mall allows a quesadilla shop to open next to you? Like, is that breaking the contract?
In that
Is that
case,
a sandwich?
I would say no. But if I really didn't want any other competing businesses, I would have to argue yes to save my own business.
Yeah. What if they have a hot dog shop? You'd say definitely not.
I would say no. It's not a sandwich.
What if it's a burger joint? Are those sandwiches?
Well, I mean, technically, but we don't call them sandwiches. You don't go, oh, I can't wait to have a beef patty and cheese sandwich.
A beef sandwich. Oh my god, I hated saying that.
Ew.
Um, I think a hamburger is a sandwich, undeniably. Like, definitely more than a hot dog is.
Absolutely.
But, I don't know. The hot dog, I guess I'd say no. Even though kind of yes. Quesadilla, I don't want to say yes. Um,
You're reluctant to agree, but at the same time, you know it feels right.
I mean, technically, based on the definition of something in between two breads, that would be a sandwich. What if I just put some ketchup on some bread and stuck it to another piece of bread? Would that be a sandwich?
I would call the police. I would be so concerned. I would fear for my life.
That's. What about a taco?
No, that's not a sandwich at all. It's either a hard shell, which is just like a curved piece of one thing, or if it's soft, it's still exactly the same shape as the hot dog. It's like a curved valley that you rest toppings and stuff in. It's like loose in there. It's not,
Because it's wrapped all the way around it. It's not in between two.
yeah, it's not, see, it's not sandwiched
So,
between two things.
um,
Oh,
is a hot dog a burrito?
no, because it doesn't wrap all the way around.
Um, I'm pretty sure that it does.
Burritos wrap all the way around,
Oh, I guess.
encasing the innards. Ew.
Mm,
Hot dogs do not.
is the thing that you're eating defined by how the bread wraps around it? If I took a hot dog, put it in a quesadilla, wrapped it all the way around, would I be eating a hot dog or would I be eating a burrito?
Or would it be a pig in a blanket?
Oh, I think it
Oh,
would be a crime.
you thought there wasn't already something where a hot dog is wrapped in another thing, but there is because we can't be stopped here in the United States.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
We'll put a hot dog in like almost anything, I think.
What if you put something, though, that's less edible in, like, between some bread? Not necessarily less edible, but like the ketchup example, something that you wouldn't put in what you think of a sandwich. Oh, I was gonna say ice cream, but ice cream sandwich, that's a
Ice
thing.
cream sandwich is real.
What if I took, I can't think of anything that's not already a sandwich. I was like,
I'm
jelly. No,
there
that's
are
literally a
there are a
sandwich.
lot of weird sandwiches, but there are also sandwiches that are like one thing, like a peanut butter sandwich is just one thing in between bread. You could do that with any kind of condiment. It might be against God's will, but you could do it.
What if I can't, I was gonna say a turkey. What if just a full
Turkey
turkey?
sandwich.
A full turkey in between some bread.
Kaylee is just really hungry.
I actually am hungry. I would not eat any of these things. Um, Here's a question for you. Is a Pop-Tart ravioli?
In a way. Sure.
It's a breakfast ravioli.
It's a breakfast ravioli. I guess the only thing that's different is that a Pop Tart isn't, like a ravioli has a soft, it's pasta. It's like a soft thing. It's
Yeah,
pasta, but a Pop Tart is pastry. So,
it's not that much harder. It's not like you have to chew it to get through.
no,
Like,
I guess I would put Pop Tarts in the Hot Pocket category.
is ravioli not just a hot pocket?
It kind of is. I'd
Pop-Tarts,
say
ravioli, and Hot Pockets are all the same thing.
it gets a little bit murky
Oh,
in the
is a
Hot
Pop-Tart
Pocket zone.
maybe a calzone?
Yes, calzone. I think that it fits better.
Okay,
I
Pop-Tarts are calzones.
I feel less upset calling a Pop Tart a calzone than I would a ravioli. A
I'm just
raviole?
picturing
Is ravioli plural? Sorry to derail.
ravioli. Is that the plural?
That's exactly the same spelling as ravioli.
Well, lots of words have the same spelling when they're plural, like moose.
Yeah, but you don't change the pronunciation to like mousse.
You could. You'd be wrong, but you could.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
I was gonna ask another question before you said that, and I
I'm
can't
so
remember.
sorry.
Oh, when I think about the question, is a Pop-Tart ravioli, I think about the concept of a regular ravioli, but the size of a Pop-Tart.
I would happily eat that.
Have you seen those like mini Pop-Tart bites?
Yeah, but I haven't tried them because
I haven't either,
why
because
I could just eat a
I don't like
Pop
very
Tart.
many Pop-Tart flavors.
I remember I feel like elementary school, whenever we had ravioli for lunch, the lunch lady divvies out your serving because you're a child and you can't serve yourself. And you'd get like
Hmm.
3 ravioli. Like that was it. Because they were kind of big, but imagine if they were each the size of a Pop Tart
Each
and
the
how
size of a
much more
Pop-Tart.
satisfied you'd be with your meal if they like slam 3 giant ravioli onto your plate. You're like, hell yeah.
I feel like the ratios would be off. You know how many M&Ms are better than the big ones
Sure, you can
because
say
of the
that.
ratios. It's the chocolate ratio.
Fewer chocolate, less chocolate. Wow. Hi, welcome to I Don't Know How to Speak.
This isn't a speaking show.
We just say
The
whatever we
last
want.
the last food question is a muffin a cake?
I think it absolutely is.
Um,
If you're walking, this is my territory. Sit down. I work in a coffee shop.
okay.
People that, if I don't care, we have double chocolate muffins, that's a cupcake. You're eating a cupcake for breakfast. They just call it a muffin because it's eaten in the morning. But like if I made chocolate cupcakes and I didn't put frosting on them and I ate one in the morning with my coffee, you could call it a muffin, but in your heart it's a cupcake. You just don't want to say it.
Do you not make them different ways?
I mean, they might be technically different depending on, well, how some cakes are more dense and some are lighter and airier.
Yeah.
And I guess but I mean, like, you can have a lemon poppy seed muffin, but you can also have lemon cake. Like, that's a type of
I
cake you
know,
can
like
make.
chocolate muffins, but you can have a chocolate chip muffin and chocolate cake.
Yeah, but they might be exactly the
But they
same.
seem different. They taste different, I
Do
think.
they? Have you ever had a cupcake and a muffin, like, side by side?
I don't know. I don't really eat muffins.
I'd say the only thing that might be different is a muffin could perhaps be less sweet.
I think they're made differently. I don't know enough about them. I've never made a
I,
muffin, and the
I don't
only
know.
cupcake, I mean,
I can say that cupcakes, normally have frosting on them. You wouldn't really do that to a
well,
muffin, but
I never put
muffins could
frosting on
have
my
like a
cupcakes anyway.
glaze on top, or they could have like a crumble. Like if it was a cinnamon muffin, it could have a crumble on top. You wouldn't do that for a cupcake normally.
Yeah. I mean, I don't put frosting on my cupcakes.
Well, that's an outlier opinion.
But are they just muffins then?
Who's to say?
I think they're made differently. I think they're different,
They might,
but
but
very
they're also
similar.
kind of the same because they're both just a cakey thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because if I buy
Particularly
muffin
the
mix and cake mix in the store, they're both just mixes, so I don't know
they're both
what's
just
different
like
about them. Are they
flour,
the
baking
same
powder.
mix? Is there
eggs,
more sugar
oil.
in cupcakes? Maybe?
We need to ask a food scientist about this or something. Well,
Hello?
we could have done research, but that's not what this is about.
Uh,
This
I
is
mean,
about opinions.
I could just Google cupcake recipe and muffin recipe.
There are so many different ones, though.
And I didn't have to read someone's childhood story for the next 30
Oh,
minutes.
God. The one that really I'm hung up on is like a chocolate cupcake and a chocolate muffin, because they're both just chocolate cakey-ness. So they're essentially the same.
I just am thinking that muffins don't taste as good as cupcakes, but that might be because the last time I had a muffin, it wasn't a very good muffin.
Yeah, that could be.
So I don't know if all muffins are not as good as cupcakes or if that last muffin has like colored my perception of them.
How rude of you to assume all muffins are bad when they are in fact very good, but it's also you're just eating cake dessert for breakfast.
I would eat a cupcake for breakfast.
Oh, yeah. You can call it a muffin, though, if that makes you feel better.
You could put it in like a nice yellow muffin thing, wrap, and then it look more morning-y. That's my point.
Morning-y.
Yeah, maybe there's a sun on it.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. If that, if it's a cupcake, it's wrapped in any other color. If it's a muffin, it's wrapped in yellow. That's the new rules.
Yellow's just a morning color, you
It
know?
is. It's very cheery. And next to some brown coffee, that's a very nice color pairing.
Yes.
All right. Pick a new question. I tire of this one.
Okay, let's talk about your bed against walls. Like, what's the worst configuration for a bed in a room?
Diagonal in any way.
Yeah.
If your bed's just like shooting out into the middle of the room and it's in a corner, what?
What if
That means
it's
your room is huge.
what if it's diagonal but the long way? So it doesn't shoot
What?
into it doesn't shoot into the middle of the room. It's like the head and the foot are each like against different walls,
Oh,
and
I'm
then
picturing it. I
to
think,
your to one of your sides, either your right or your left, depending on which way you're laying, there's just like a corner of empty space you could
okay,
put
here's
something
what
in
you could
there.
do with that though. Fill it with stuffed animals.
Ooh, then you have like a whole corner bed.
Yeah, you just like pile them in there like a mountain of stuffed animals.
Well, I was thinking you could put your bedside table there in a little corner shape.
That would be fine.
You could,
You could throw trash there.
I probably would.
In the night, you'd be like, that's going in the corner.
You could get like a, what are they called? Like a canopy and hang it in the corner and then go over the whole bed. And then you could kind of hang out in the corner on the side of your bed.
You'd
And
have
then
a
if someone came
constant pillow
in,
fort.
you'd be hiding behind your bed so you wouldn't
Okay,
have to
you're
talk to
actually
them.
selling me on this idea though, and I initially said that diagonal in any way was abhorrent to me, and now I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty sick actually.
I think it would look really weird, but it could be very cool.
Could be all right. My room does not allow for that configuration though, sadly.
I don't have very much space in my room. Here is the worst place for a bed, just up and down.
Up and down.
Yeah. The foot of your bed's on the floor
Oh
and
my
the head of
god,
your
no,
bed
that's
is
not a real.
on the ceiling. It's nailed to the wall. That's like a Murphy bed, I guess.
I
But
guess if
it's
you
the other
slept on
way,
it
so
somehow with it still upright. I
yeah.
cross my arms like a vampire and I lean back against the bed and just hope I stay upright all night.
I have a like a seat belt that straps
A
me to
seatbelt!
my bed.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say like bungee cords.
I am strapped around my waist and then also like around my neck, but not
Oh!
like but my head is supported because otherwise your head would just fall forward, and that's not a good position for your head to be in. Your neck would hurt
Yeah,
so bad when you
not
woke
it's
up.
also not a good position to be upright sleeping as a human being. We need to rest our bones. We're so tired and sore all the time.
Your bed is just completely on the ceiling.
Well, if I had that ability, then think about how much floor space I would have left to, I don't know, to just have space.
I think the absolute worst is just completely in the middle of your room, not connected to any wall.
You gotta have a wall in there.
It's just in the middle.
Yeah, why would you ever? That means that's so spooky. If stuff can get behind your head, like ghouls and goblins and stuff,
I don't
vulnerable.
understand. Like, I've seen a picture of that, and it is a crime, but how would you put the rest of your things? Like, you'd
You
have to
wouldn't.
organize your room just around the edges, and your bed would be in the middle? That doesn't make
You can't.
sense.
This is a layout only for super rich people with giant bedrooms. So you have the room
I
with only
guess.
the bed, and then you have a separate room that's like your seating area, your
This is
dresser.
my bedroom.
You have, of course, a massive walk-in closet with a vanity so you can get your makeup on and all that.
Of
And
course.
then the bathroom is also entirely separate. So basically, your bedroom is like four separate and whole rooms. So your bed can just be the only thing in one room. That's fine.
Yeah. My bed, once I thought about this, I realized that my bed is in kind of a weird position because it's along two walls. Like, the side is along one wall, and then my foot end is along another wall.
I have a really hard time visualizing that when you say it to me. I'm like, uh huh, yeah, it makes total sense. And then I think about it and I'm like,
My
what?
foot, the foot of the bed is against a wall. The right side of the bed is against a wall, and then my head, there's a gap before the next wall.
I guess.
My bedside table is between my head and the wall.
But why didn't you just flip it around so that your head was the part without the gap? Like, why not leave your feet by the gap?
Well, here's the thing is my like charging cables and stuff. My outlets are by the gap. So I want my head to be
Oh.
there.
So it's like a first world problem where you gotta have your charger.
I had my bed at one point against the other wall, but that wall looks directly at my door, and I don't want my head to be directly even with my door. I don't like that.
It's spooky.
Yeah, so that's why I like that.
I
That's why
can
it's
say.
like that. But the thing about my bed is that it's a day bed, so it has three sides.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, yeah. So my head isn't just like there's just air behind it. There is a side of my
Oh,
bed
okay.
behind my
Okay, then
bed.
that's valid. You're totally valid then.
So it's a little bit better.
That is absolutely fine. If you have a day bed, then whatever the hell Kaylee described is okay to do.
I can't think of any more weird configurations. What if
I
your bed was in your closet?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't like that because I'm a leave my door open person so that my pets can get in. If I was in my closet, one,
Well,
where
you
would
could
my
leave your
clothes
closet
go?
open. In your room.
In my
You have two closets, I guess.
I think if you choose to put your bed in the closet, it's because you want to shut the door and make sure that nobody's coming in there.
You want two doors.
Yeah, you want to have a well, unless you have a walk-in closet and there's no space for you to walk around your bed, you just open the door and then jump into your bed.
You know what I think would be very cool would be to have a bed surrounded on three sides with walls. Like Simon's in the movie Love
I was
Simon.
gonna say like Simon's.
Yeah, like that. I mean, that's
That's a
kind of what
cool
my bed
bed.
is like,
His room is cool.
because it has sides, but if it was in the walls like that, that's cool. With the
It's so
chalkboard.
great because he has so much space for like pillows to go up against the wall.
Yeah.
He can nestle so many pillows around the edges, and then it looks fancy when people come in. They're like, here's my bed. It's all set up. It looks really nice. I'm an interior decorator now.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, instead of talking about Simon's bed, let's discuss, is cereal a soup or a salad?
I would like to comment that when I first read this question, I said, absurd. How could anyone think this? And then when I read it earlier, just minutes before we started recording, I said, this question makes me really mad now because I'm thinking about it and I'm, my brain's saying soup and I hate that. I can rationalize that. Salad, I have no clue.
Well, I'd never heard that before, but then the other day, my friend said that she was asked this question, and the way they asked it was, is cereal a soup or a salad? And I said the same thing you did. Excuse me, that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. Who would say salad? But the reason that she was asked super salad was because the last time the same person had asked that question to someone, they just said, is cereal a soup? And they said, no, I think it's a salad.
I think the only thing that could possibly make it a salad in a very strange alternate universe is that the milk is the dressing,
Yeah, I
but
think the milk is the dressing.
but I mean, think about a salad. You've got an abundance of greens and then a light drizzle of the dressing. You don't like drown your salad.
Yeah.
And also, dressings are like oils or like thick,
Imagine
creamy
pouring
things.
milk into your salad.
No. But also, soup. Like, I think we talked about this briefly. Is the milk the broth then?
Yeah. But I think broth is a specific thing, and milk is not it.
So, the soup, it would be like chicken noodle soup. The milk is the soup, and then the cereal bits are the noodles.
Yes.
I
My
don't
Lucky
like it.
Charms, the cereal part is the noodles, and the marshmallows are the chicken.
Gross.
Except in Lucky Charms, the marshmallows are my favorite part, and in chicken noodle soup, the noodles are my favorite part.
I invite you over to my house. You ask what we're having. I say, it's soup. We're adults. You walk into my home. I welcome you into my kitchen. It's cozy and warm inside. Please sit down. I say, the meal has just served. I take a big ladle and I spoon out of my giant pot, piping hot Lucky Charms, and set it in front
Okay,
of you.
first of all, I would leave immediately and then call the police.
You can't
Second of
leave. You're my
all,
friend, and I invited you to my home.
you made it worse by making the cereal hot. That is unacceptable.
Most soups are hot.
Cereal is not.
No, hot cereal would be oatmeal.
Is oatmeal soup then?
No, because it's just solids. Unless you're one of those weirdos that puts like cold milk onto your already prepared oatmeal.
Well, you can put like chocolate chips in your oatmeal.
Yeah, but it's thick.
Yeah, but there'd be stuff in it. I think oatmeal, I think oatmeal is its own thing. Oatmeal is definitely not a soup or a salad, but I
Oatmeal
think
is
it'd be,
technically hot cereal. That's how they classify it in the store.
yes. I was gonna say I think it'd be more like a salad because if you're
No!
if you're saying cereal's not a salad because you drown it in milk instead of just drizzling, um, I think you put less milk in oatmeal. I don't know. I don't eat oatmeal.
You can make oatmeal with water or milk.
Okay, the only person I've ever like seen eat oatmeal. I mean, I know people eat oatmeal, but I've seen my grandfather eat oatmeal, and he makes his oatmeal and he pours a lot of cream in it.
Well, yeah, if you take, if you have like a container of oats and you know, boiled, like prepare them with water and then, they soak up the water and then they're not dry oats anymore, then you put some milk on top to make it
Yeah,
creamy. But if you've got your like Quaker Oats packet of oatmeal where you just measure the water or milk or whatever and then microwave it and then it's like thick oatmeal. You don't, I mean, you can put stuff on it, but that doesn't make it a salad.
No. I think cereal deserves to be its own separate category. It should not be considered a soup because
There's such
that's
a variety of cereals.
horrendous.
Why include it into an entirely different, bigger category of soup?
There's already so many soups. We have a rich tapestry there. We don't need more.
We do not need to add to the variety of soups by including cereal.
I think that we should maybe say, are soups cereal? Are soups just hot cereal
I
that you have
don't
for
like
dinner?
that. I don't like that because then
I
I could
think
go to the grocery store and I see on the top of the aisle the sign that says hot cereal, and I go to it expecting to find oatmeal like the 70-year-old woman that I am, but instead I encounter tomato soup, chicken noodle soup, I don't know,
chicken gumbo soup.
chicken gumbo soup. I see gazpacho. I see it all. The aisle is actually 700 feet long because it's all the soups. And then they're hidden down on the bottom shelf because they think nobody wants it. But I do. I'm an adult woman and I eat oatmeal. There it is, way down there. Quaker Oats,
I think
cinnamon
there'd be
spice.
a lot of oatmeal because uh, the older people eat the oatmeal and they're the ones who run the stores, probably. The baby boomers.
The baby boomers, they love the soup, they love the oatmeal. Well, then where would the youngsters find their dinosaur egg oatmeal then?
Um,
With the sugary
I,
cereals? Because then the world is thrust into chaos.
I think it'd still be with the oatmeal, the other oatmeal.
But then that's with the soup.
I don't know. I don't know enough about oatmeal to have this
I think here's another
conversation.
thing. Here's another thing I would ask.
Okay,
Would you eat soup for breakfast?
absolutely not.
No, you would not. So cereal cannot be soup. Cereal, I mean, you could eat it any time of day, whatever, but you would not wake up and be like, I'm going to have a piping hot bowl of tomato soup this morning.
Oh, I could go for some clam chowder right now at 7:30 in the
Oh
morning.
my God. Gross. No.
Okay,
I
I think
start my
it's
day off with a hearty bowl of Campbell's chunky chicken noodle soup.
no.
Ew, see, absurd.
And then I immediately do not pass go, do not collect $200. I go to jail.
I immediately die for the sins I have committed. So
Okay.
you can tell your friend that whoever said that it was salad was wrong. And
It was
whoever
just
says
like a
that it's
cashier at a store.
wrong, they're fired.
I interview somebody for a position and I ask if cereal is a soup and they say yes and I say good day, sir.
I will not be contacting you.
We will not be contacting you in the future. Please never come in this store again. You are banned.
And I give the bumper at the door, bouncer, whoops, I give the bouncer at the door a picture of this person.
Yes. I put their picture on the wall of my store and it says do not serve this man.
Yeah, glad we cleared that up.
I think it's time for us to discuss the main question.
Mm.
Straws. Do they have one hole or two?
Here's what I'll say.
Okay.
When Kaylee initially brought this question to me, I don't know, it was it like 2 full years ago?
We've talked about this a lot.
Okay, but the very first time, I cannot remember which one I said, but I was like, anybody who says anything different is very wrong because here's why.
You
And
took
I
a
like,
very strong two-hole stance.
is that what I said?
Yes.
That it has 2 holes? Okay, well, I was like
Because
really
I
mad.
think it has one hole and we argued very staunchly about
But I
this.
don't remember how we were able to argue about it for so long. But I was like really upset that anyone would think that it didn't have that it had just one hole.
This is an extremely contentious issue.
And I don't remember, but we were probably arguing, and then our friends were around us like, "Can you stop? Are you guys okay?
Hey, no one else cares about this as much as you guys
Hey,
do.
please calm down." And I was like, "I will not calm down. This is the stupidest thing that's ever been brought to me."
No, I will not rest until you understand. Straws
But
have
I can't
one,
even argue for it that well. The
two
only thing
holes.
I can
No,
say is that
I got it wrong. You said there was only one hole.
I said there was only one.
Yeah,
See,
because
I
I
can't
said
remember.
there's
You could
two.
tell me anything.
I got mixed up.
Because
I
now, when I
said
think
there's
about it, I
two.
can kind of see both sides. Maybe that's just because I've matured as a person, or I don't know. But I can say, there's definitely a top and a bottom, a part that you put your mouth on and a part that goes in the drink. But it's also just like one long piece of plastic or metal or whatever the heck you want your straw to be made out of these days.
I think there's two holes in the straw. Somebody, I brought this question up to lots of people, and somebody said that it's a tunnel, which I agree with that, but that raises the question of how many holes does a tunnel have? And I think it's two. I think each end is a hole.
I think here's one thing I thought about because I thought about this question independently now, like by myself, just like what would I say when we discuss this?
Okay.
And I would say I think it would be something that they would talk about in like a math class, or if they're like if your straw, if you compressed it down to where like the distance between the two holes
That's
is
what I was saying to you the other day, and you told me that made no sense and it was
well,
dumb.
but now it does make sense because even if the gap between the two holes was almost nothing, it still would be there.
Yeah, that's what this girl said, that there's an infinite number of holes technically.
Well, but okay, that's the part that I don't like.
Because if you compressed it along a line, then like each individual like micro tick is a hole and it goes all the way along the straw, so there's technically an infinite number of holes.
But but I
That's
see with
very
human
confusing to
eyes.
think about, and I think that the short answer is there are two holes.
But I could also see it just being one, like it's one long continuous, because that's what I think a tunnel is like one big long tube. Like the tube is the hole.
Yeah, but it has two holes to make the tube.
It has
Have
two
you?
ends. It's one
Yeah, each end is a
tube.
hole.
It's
Have you
it's
ever
one hole with each
gotten
end being a hole, three holes.
uh have you ever gotten a straw that is, like still connected at one end?
Uh-huh.
That straw has one hole in it.
Yeah.
So if you cut open the other end, that makes two holes. It doesn't stay the same number of holes when you make another opening. You made a second hole in the straw.
I have a completed tunnel.
If I dig into the ground, I've made a hole. It does not go all the way through the
Uh-huh.
earth. I've made one hole. That's why I think a hole doesn't go all the way through something. Once it comes out the other end, that's a second hole.
A straw has two holes. It has one
Yes,
passage.
a passage between two holes.
Yes. Singular passage, two holes.
How many holes are in pants?
Three?
See?
But there's like two passages because there's two legs.
What about a skirt? A skirt? What is a skirt but a straw for your legs? It's got
Every
two
morning I
holes.
put on my two straws.
You put on two discrete skirts for each leg.
They're two socks, but they go all the way up to my waist. And then I put on a
What
skirt, a
covers your
third
butt?
straw. So sorry.
That would be like a dress is just a straw, but for your whole body.
But the
It's like a dress without sleeves. A
okay, I
sleeveless
was gonna say I'm
dress.
like, but they have
It's
sleeves
just a
or
body straw.
shoulders. A body straw. Instead of calling dresses bodycon dresses, they should call them body straw dresses. A
If
tube
I
skirt. is no, a maxi skirt is a straw skirt.
Straw skirt. Yeah, like pencil skirts. They
Pencil
should
skirt,
not be called
straw
pencil
skirt
skirts.
now,
They're
baby.
straw skirts.
They're straw skirts.
Because they're even less flowy and like less. I think a flowier skirt looks less like a straw.
I'm gonna go on Target.com and type in straw skirt and just
The
see what I
FBI
can
show up
buy.
at your door immediately. Man, you're gonna
Hey,
need
what
to
the hell?
come with us, please.
Come with us.
We need to ask you some questions.
They have to figure out if that's a marketable term and if they should start using it because I'm a genius.
Maybe we discovered too much.
These questions were not meant to be asked, perhaps.
No one was supposed to know that skirts are straws.
I can't believe. But straws are they're bad for the environment, so skirts are bad for the environment.
I don't think it's the straw, it's the material the straw is made out
Anything
of.
called straw is
It's not
bad now.
just the fact that it's a straw.
Their straws are bad. We've been told. Oh, I'm trying to
It,
open my phone.
why?
I
Kidding.
just wanted to look at the questions.
I think we answered all of them. Um,
Well, we can get weirder. We've got two weird ones.
I think we should save the last one for last. Like, the final moments. Um,
Okay.
sure, we can talk about if you were a car in the movie Cars, would you buy car insurance or life insurance?
I said before we started recording that life insurance insures my car soul in the event of my death, and car insurance insures my body parts, meaning like my tires, my engine.
Well, your your life insurance, I don't think insures your human
Life
soul.
insurance is just for in case I die. Car insurance would be for my body. It'd be like my health insurance.
Okay. Yeah, so then you wouldn't buy health insurance, you'd only buy car
It
insurance
would be called car insurance.
because you're a car.
I guess health insurance could be a separate thing if they wanted to make me pay for that also as a car, and my
They
health
probably
insurance.
would.
Car insurance would be for purely physical car parts, like if my tire deflates or something, they got to fill that up. Car insurance. But if I don't know, I need car glasses. They're not replacing any body part. I'm getting glasses for my
I don't
car
think any
eyes.
cars have glasses.
You don't know.
They all wear contacts.
Yeah, I need car contacts. That's a separate thing. Health insurance.
Contacts.
Ew.
So the car insurance is for individual like injuries to your body, and the life
Yes.
insurance is only for death.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
the same, yeah, like health insurance versus life insurance.
health insurance could be for my car mental health. They're separate.
I think that we could do an entire podcast talking about the world of cars from the movie Cars.
The Cars universe makes no sense.
The Cars cinematic universe, the CCU.
The CCU.
Honestly, we could probably do a lot of that. I've never seen Cars 3, have you?
Um,
Have you seen any Cars movie?
yeah, obviously. I've seen at least the
Okay.
first one. After that, I'm not sure. I might have, but I
I
might have forgotten.
I like Cars 2. It's very funny at the end. I enjoy it, okay? It's
I
dumb. It's extremely dumb, but
can tell you nothing
it's
about
enjoyable
anything
to
that
me.
happens. I can only talk about the first one, so that means I either have seen the other ones and just forgot, or I haven't seen them.
Probably haven't seen Cars 3.
Definitely not. Cars 2, I'm like,
I don't
maybe I
even know
did,
what it's
maybe I
about.
didn't. Uh-uh.
I'm my brain is tired. I
Hey,
don't.
okay, but I have one last question for you. And before I ask, I'm going to say that Kaylee and I were on the phone for like a very long time looking for questions to ask each other that were dumb. And in one article, I stumbled upon this question, and it truly made me think in a way that I've never had to think before. This question is, if you're in a barrel up to your neck in shit, and I throw a baseball at your head, would you duck? And I ask you now, would you duck or not?
I think I would duck
But you're
because
up to your neck in shit in a barrel.
I don't want to be hit on my head with a baseball.
But do
That
you
would
want to be
hurt.
submerged in shit?
I do not. That would be gross, but it wouldn't be painful. I would not get a concussion or a black eye. Also, you said this, and I think it was a very good point. I don't think I would have a choice in the matter. I think it would be a reflex.
You don't think you could stop yourself from flinching?
No, I don't think so.
I think it
I
would
don't
be
think I would
hard.
want to enough to actually do it.
I think you'd have to weigh the pros and cons of either sticking your head all the way in this barrel of shit or getting hit in the head with a baseball.
I don't think you'll have enough time to weigh the pros and cons while the baseball is very quickly flying towards your head.
I'm thinking about it the whole time that I'm stuck in the barrel of shit.
Could you not just dodge your head to the side and not
No, it's a
directly
barrel.
down?
It's a barrel. I got no space.
It's not just a very skinny person-sized barrel. If it was, where's my head gonna go? You don't duck
I
like
tuck my head
your
forward.
head just goes forward. Your body also moves with it.
I don't know.
I
It's
was
a horrible
picturing
question.
like more like a swimming pool full of shit.
I float on my back to escape the baseball.
Well, oh, that implies it's extremely liquid. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I'm so sorry. But anyway, that
Ugh.
question had me like sobbing because I don't know, it's perfect in every way. The phrasing, I can picture the situation in my head. It's vivid and horrible. And it
I just
really
think
is.
the very first time you hear that question, it just hits you out of nowhere, and it's the funniest question
It
I've ever
hits you
heard.
like a baseball, and I'm in a barrel of shit up
It
to my
hits you like a
chin.
baseball in a barrel of shit. Okay. On that note, um, this is the end of the podcast. Now, do we need to come up with something that the P stands for? Because I don't think we use the word P in any sentence this entire podcast other than
Well,
the
we
word podcast.
definitely, I said
Pop Tart.
procrastination at the beginning.
We
Could
said
do
Pop Tart.
that. Or it could stand for like, I mean, poop, because we just talked about shit.
Oh, God.
I don't want to do that. That's immature, and we're adults.
Okay. It could stand for Pop Tart.
The
That's
P,
not
yeah,
ravioli.
it could stand for a generic brand uh, Pop Tart.
The generic brand
So that
Pop
Pop
Tart.
Tart doesn't come for us for saying Pop Tart. I don't know if that's the thing.
Um, I think you're allowed to say it. You can't. We can't just sell it though.
Okay, I'm not selling them, but it would if it's the P stands for something, it would stand for Pop Tart, which is not
It would.
ravioli. It is in fact a cannoli.
A calzone.
Calzone.
Okay.
No. We didn't talk about cannoli and we're
And
not going to.
good night.
Goodbye.